Welcome back, Mrs. Venti here. This is grade 9. We are working with whole numbers or the properties of numbers. We're doing example number 1. State if the number is rational, irrational, or neither. Now remember what I told you in class? I want to know why. So when you give me an answer, you need to tell me why you are saying what you're saying. Our first one, A, 0.25. 0.25 is rational because it is a terminating decimal. B, -4, we know it's an integer because it's a negative number and it is rational. Again, C is adding 8, which is rational, plus pi, which is irrational. Since pi is irrational, 8 plus pi is going to be irrational. Therefore, this answer is irrational. Square root of 11. Now, this is different from what I said in class, so pay attention now. The square root of any number that's not a perfect square is going to be irrational. So this one is irrational, doesn't matter what the calculator says, irrational. Question E, the square root of -11. When you put this into the calculator, you are going to get an error message. -11 is equal to error. The reason for this is you cannot square root a negative number. That's not possible. Okay, so this is not possible. That gives us an error message. Therefore, this is not rational or irrational. It is neither. This is actually an imaginary number. Every time you get an error message on your calculator, it is an imaginary number. The next one is square root of 9. Square root of 9 is equal to 3. Therefore, this one is rational. 2/3 is a fraction. All fractions are rational. We don't need an equal sign there. Okay. 5/0. If you input 5/0 into a calculator, you get an error message again. And error messages means it's an imaginary number. Therefore, it is neither rational nor irrational. We choose the neither option. Pi/pi. We know that pi is irrational, but any number over itself in a fraction is equal to 1. So pi/pi is actually 1, and since it is 1, it is rational. 0.232323, sorry, 0.323233 this number, as it repeats, is going to be a rational number because although it's non-terminating, it is recurring. So it's predictable. I know what the next numbers are going to be. K, on the other hand, has got a variety of numbers that I cannot predict. I don't know what's coming after the 4-6 because 682004537, there's no pattern over there. So this one is irrational, having no pattern. If I input into my calculator the cube root of -8, I will get a number, and the answer is going to be -2. Now notice that because this is a cube root, I can cube root a negative number, but I cannot square root a negative number. So if this number is even, if it is 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10, or any of those numbers, you will get an error message. But if it is odd, if it is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, or any of those numbers, one's not really a possibility, then you will get a correct number. So the odd root of a negative number is definitely possible. And since this is a perfect cube, this is a rational number because we know it's equal to -2. The cube root of -7. So again, cube root of a negative number is possible, but 7 is not a perfect cube. So this one's going to be irrational. Pi/3. Fraction is rational, pi is irrational. So pi/3 is going to be irrational because of the pi in there. The square root of 4/9 is equal to 2/3, which is rational. 2 times pi, 2 times an irrational number is still irrational. 0 times pi. 0 is an integer, or it's a whole number. So 0 times pi, 0 times anything. 0 times 7 is equal to 0. It doesn't matter what it's multiplied to, the answer is always 0. So this is equal to 0, which is a rational number, because 0 is an integer and it is a whole number. The fourth root of negative 16, go back to my definition. Fourth root is even. Even and a negative do not go together. So the fourth root of a negative number is not going to work. You are going to get an error message. This is neither. I'm going to mark my neithers in pink. Okay. And our last one is going to be the square root of 4 plus 9. And that is going to give us the square root of 13. Is 13 a perfect square? No, it's not. Therefore, this is an irrational number. And that's how you do example number 1. If you have any questions, send me a text message and I will explain. Otherwise, best of luck. Thank you for watching. Our next video is going to be exercise 1A, in which we're going to do the table. Okay? Like and subscribe so you can get notifications of the new videos. Okay, bye-bye.